On today's episode, I want to do another blast from the past. This is Topaz Texture Effects 2. This was a really great program. If you still have it, I highly recommend that you continue to use it. It's a lot of fun and a very creative tool. Hello everyone and welcome to The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. Yes, today I'm working with Topaz Texture Effects 2, a very great piece of software for adding textures and double exposures and something that you can use to really get creative with. If you've owned this piece of software in the past but you no longer have it on your computer, I'm going to link you to this support page where you can download older legacy pieces of software. And if you lost your key, you can get your key back by, in this section here under License Keys for Legacy Programs, you can find your unique license key for any legacy products you own in the My Products section of your Topaz Labs account. And there's a link right on this page to get that key back. So I'm going to give you this information. It'll be in the description below the video. Well, I hope that's good news for some of you who have owned this software in the past. And also, leave comments. I'm sure Topaz watched these different YouTube channels. I don't have any sway with Topaz, but if they see that a lot of people are wanting to see these older pieces of software updated, and also, do you want Topaz to bring newer type editing software out for us? Because they make some really good software, right? And we would love to see some of this old software brought back, but even some new software developed and created. So let Topaz know in the comments section below. This would be really great if they watch this video and see these comments. And now are you ready to have some fun? This is again a blast from the past, Topaz Texture Effects 2. I'm just going to get in here and play around, maybe add a double exposure to this, add some textures. But Texture Effects 2 is more than just textures. It does things like blurs and, again, double exposures and borders. It's really a truly unique piece of software. There's even a basic adjustment in there for doing basic photo editing on your image, which really comes in handy. If you saw my last video on Topaz Impression 2, you know how much I like that interface, and this is another very nice interface. Now right here, see where it says Add Adjustment, just click here. Here's all the different adjustments: Basic Adjustment, Diffusion, Edge Blur. We'll play around with a lot of this different stuff. Let's start out with the Basic Adjustment. Let's see, what do we want to do with this image? Do I want to darken it up a little bit? Maybe darken it up a little bit, pull back on the highlights just a tiny little bit here. There's a clarity adjustment here that you can really bring out a lot of cool clarity here. I may come back to that later, but to reset this, all you need to do is double click on the name Clarity, and that'll reset any slider. So just double click the name of a slider and you will reset it. And by the way, I'm working with this as a standalone app today. You can use it as a Photoshop plugin or as a standalone app. I think I'll also pull back the saturation just a little wee bit. Not too much, but just a little wee bit on the saturation. And of course, we have a temperature and tint slider, and we also have an opacity slider. And every one of these adjustments have a blend mode, so you can adjust the blend modes here as well, okay? Which is really nice. Now, think of these as layers. This is a layer-based system, okay? Now, you can go ahead and collapse this layer by clicking this triangle, and that'll give you more space. And then to add a new adjustment, just click right here. Plus, add adjustment, and let's look at diffusion. I don't think I'm going to use diffusion, but let me show you what diffusion does. So let's click on diffusion. This adds a new layer called diffusion, and you'll notice you have a little garbage can. If you don't want an adjustment, you can click this garbage can and delete that adjustment. Now again, this is more than just texture effects. We have diffusion in here as well. This is a very much a creative editing piece of software here for those of us who really like to get creative with textures and just get a nice art quality to our images. So let's pull up the strength of the diffusion, and notice what it does. It gives the image a nice softening effect. Even if I take it the whole way up, it doesn't turn it into a massive blur, but it gives you a nice diffused look. So for instance, I may like pull it up a little bit, and then there's softness. It'll give it a little more softness, which is really nice. And then, of course, you can add actual blur to the overall image if you want to as well. But that's diffusion. Let me pull back on the softness. You know what? I might add a little bit of diffusion because I think it'll go nice with the textures, because the textures will add a more, I don't know, graphic look to the image. So maybe a little bit of diffusion will look nice in here. We can play with it. We can always get rid of it later if we want to. And by the way, every one of these layers has layer masking, and all you have to do is enable masking. Right now it says no, click on yes, and you have a bunch of different layer masking options in here, which is really nice. I'm going to shut that off for now. And don't forget, you have blend modes and opacities. So in other words, if I wanted to pull back in this opacity, I could take some of that diffusion off if I wanted to. But let's leave it on the whole way for now. Let's go ahead and collapse this layer so we can add another adjustment. And I also want to point out each one of these layers has this little eye. So if you click the eye, you can disable that adjustment. So you can see what each one of those adjustments are doing for you, which is a nice little feature. Isn't this a lot of fun? I'm going to go ahead and add another adjustment. Click the plus. This time I'm going to go with edge blur. Now I love blur on my images. Now I love this cat over here, but I don't want this cat getting blurred in the image. So what I'm going to do is enable the masking. So let's come and enable the masking. And let me go ahead, and you can drag this out. You see here, this circle here, and you can change the shape of it by clicking these little squares. So what I want to do is come down here. I don't mind a little blur on my cat, just a tiny wee bit. Okay, so there's our mask right here. Now, of course, you can work with color, luminosity masking, and you can just do brush masking. I'm not going real deep here, but I just want you to know you can do all this really cool creative stuff here. And I'll do more of these videos on texture effects too. If you want them, just let me know in the comment section below. So let's go ahead and let's work with this blur a little bit here. And do I want to give it more blur in the edge? Maybe not quite that much. Maybe right around there. And then, of course, you have this transition here. Okay, so you can adjust the amount of transitioning here. But I like that little bit of blur. It gives it a nice dreamy look up in here. And then you can take this and slide this over if you want to a little more. And I think I might do that. Just slide that over a little bit more. And I think that looks good for now. So let's go ahead and collapse this layer. And let's add another layer. Gosh, I feel like a kid in a candy store. Let's click the plus again. This time, I think I'm going to add a light leak. So let's click on light leak, and let's find ourselves a light leak. Now, let's try this first light leak. I like this light leak, but it's down at the bottom, and I don't want it on the bottom. But guess what? We have a flip vertical, and now I can put it on the top. And you can adjust the size of that light leak, how large it is, or how small. Can you see it? Can you see it like right in this area? It's coming way in. So, I've really made it small. But you can adjust that size. And then you could take this move and you can move it around. Say like I want it more down in here or up in this area. And I think I may want it up in this area right here. And then you have like detail. You can bring more detail to that light leak or less detail. I might just add a little bit of detail in there, and then you can bring up its saturation if you want to, or you could add more color strength here, like a different color. Now, when you pull this color strength, you'll have another slider that comes out, and you can alter the color here. I'm just going to shut that off for now. But I think I like that, and don't forget we have the opacity. Now, right now it's in the screen mode. I'm going to take this opacity and just pull it back just a little bit, because I don't want it too predominant in there, but maybe right about there looks really good. And I think that's good. Now we can see here's the before and here's the after, but I like the light leak. Now I can hear somebody out there saying, Dave, you missed that edge over there, and you are right, and I did hear you. So I'm going to open this light leak back up by clicking right here, and I'm going to grab that move tool and just move this over. Is that better? I knew I heard you out there, so I fixed it. Let's go ahead and collapse this and add another adjustment. Well, my creative juices are really starting to flow. I'm going to add another adjustment. This time, how about a double exposure? Now, see this icon right here? You can click this, and then you could come here and add your own images and textures and so on and so forth. Let's close this. But I've added one in a category called sample images, and it's this girl in the car right here. Now, I'm going to link this free stock image in the description below, as well as the car image that we're working on today, in case you want to download them and follow along with me. You can also do what I'm doing here inside of Topaz Studio 2. But today, I'm working with Topaz Texture Effects 2. So let's go ahead and click on this girl in the car. And then we could take the detail and move it to the right, and she becomes more pronounced. Or if you move it to the left, she becomes less pronounced. And I'm going to pull that back a little bit. But I also think I want to pull back on the saturation. I don't want any saturation on her at all. And then, of course, you can also adjust the size of the actual exposure, the double exposure, and the rotation, so you can like rotate it if you want to, make it a little bit larger to fill in. And I think something like that looks pretty good. And then you have a move tool that you can take this and move it around as well if you need to. But I think that looks good. I'm going to leave it at that. And you also have this opacity, so you can take it up more or pull it back. So you can play with that opacity too, but a lot of room for creativity here. And you can also work with different blend modes for your double exposure as well. In fact, that overlay looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and pull up the opacity a little bit. Okay, and now let me see what happens if I pull up the saturation. Now, I still think I want to leave that off, but I like that. But here's the before the double exposure, and here is the after. Whoops, I shut the light leak off. Now let me turn the double exposure back on. There we go. I like it so far. I'm going to go ahead and open back up the double exposure layer and grab the layer masking tool. And I think what I want to do is just grab a brush here. I'm noticing on this older piece of software, I'm getting some kind of weird thing happening here with the name of the overlay, but it's an old piece of software. It needs updated, Topaz, okay? Hopefully you will do that, but I'm not going to hold my breath. And now you can use a white brush or a black brush. I'm going to use a black brush to remove it, and I'm clicked on brush here. And of course, you can adjust the size of your brush by adjusting the radius here. Okay, so I'm just going to take that effect off this area down in here, off the car, because I don't think I want the double exposure on the car. And on this area right in here, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I may remove it off of this area over here as well. Okay, so don't forget you have that layer masking that you can work with. And I think that looks pretty good, but I just like that little hint of this woman in the sunglasses here. It gives it a nice edgy look. And I missed a few little spots down here, but that's not going to give me an issue, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, so for now, I think that's good. Now, we can see an overall before and after. You can just left-click on this canvas here. Here's the before, and here's the after. And I think I'm going to take some of this double exposure off of this area right here by the cat as well. Yeah, because I don't think I want it on there. Let's go ahead and collapse this layer. Let me move this up and click this arrow right here. Now, I think I want to add another adjustment, but this time, how about some dust and scratches, okay? Let's find some dust and scratches that may work. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Let me pull up this opacity so you can really see them in there, because I am going for that more edgy, artistic look in this image, but I like it right about there. And of course, you can bring up the detail by pulling this slider to the right, the detail slider, or take some of that detail back by moving it to the left. I think I might just take it back a little bit. Just that little bit of dust in there looks pretty good. And let me go ahead and collapse this, and let's add another dust and scratches and see what we get. Dust and scratches. Let's find something else. Let's try this one. I like this little bit of edge on here. I think that looks pretty good. I think I might add this as well. Now you'll notice that this is in a screen blend mode, but it's screwed up there a little bit, you know, due to the needs an update, as I said. But let me go ahead and pull up the opacity, just a tiny wee bit, just something like that. Let me go ahead and collapse this. Let's add one final adjustment, but this time I want to add a border. So let's click on borders. And let's, if you hover over these textures, you see they change on your image, which is really nice, right? That's kind of a nice border right there. I do like that, but let's just sample around some more. Actually, I think I like this one right here. So let's click on this border. And of course, you can adjust the size and the rotation. I think it's fine just the way it is. You can change the aspect ratio or keep it the same. If I click yes, you'll see what happens. It just, and pull the size in. See, it's not the aspect ratio of the image, but it's its original aspect ratio. But if I click on no, it becomes the aspect ratio of the image, you see? And so now we can just take that size and pull it up. And I'm going to keep it right about there. Now let's take its opacity. You'll notice it's in the multiply blend mode. I'm going to pull the opacity back because I don't want it quite as strong. Maybe somewhere right around in there. And then we can pull up its detail and bring a little bit more texture out on the edge there. You see that? Just like that. And I think that's good, but I still may pull the opacity back a little bit more. And that adds to the overall grungy artistic look for me, so I'm liking that. Now, if I left click on this canvas and hold my mouse down, here's the before. And now I'll release that left click, and here is what the after looks like. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this layer here. So these are all our different layers. Now you can take these layers and you can click and drag them and move them around if you want to as well, which is really nice. And you could always come back here and add, say, like another basic adjustment. And if it's too bright, we could pull back on this a little bit. And I might do that. I think it's just a little too bright. I'll pull back on that a little bit, maybe pull my highlights back a tiny wee bit. And maybe let's see what happens if we bump up a little extra clarity. And I actually like that. Not a lot, but just a tiny wee bit, and maybe a little bit more brightness. Not much, maybe right there. So here is the before, and here is the after. So we have that nice diffused look, but then we have some nice dust and scratches. We have this cool border, a little bit of a light leak. Hey, you know what? I just got crazy here, but I just wanted you to see the power of Topaz Texture Effects 2 today. If you're using this as a standalone app, which I am, just come up here to File and go Save As, click that, and then you have an option here. You could save it as a JPEG or a TIFF or a PNG. I'm just going to save it as a JPEG for now. I'm going to put it back in the Downloads folder where it came from, click Save. And it says, hey, it already exists. Do you want to replace it? And I'm just going to say, yeah, go ahead and replace it. So I'll click replace. And what's your quality? What kind of quality you want? Maximum, high, normal, medium, low. I'm going to go with maximum quality. Format option, optimize, default color space, and click save. And it saves it out. And it's just that easy. If you enjoyed the tutorial today, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe, click that bell notification icon, then every time I upload a new tutorial, you'll be notified about it. Well, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, and I'll see you all right here next time, but until then, happy editing!